The afternoon rush at Harbor Cafe was winding down as Lily Morrison wiped down the espresso machine, her feet aching from a 6-hour shift. At 26, she was working 2 jobs: barista by day, freelance graphic designer by night, trying to pay off student loans while building a portfolio that might someday lead to a real career. She was restocking cups when a man in an expensive suit approached the counter. He was maybe mid-30s, handsome in a polished executive way, looked completely out of place in the modest neighborhood cafe. "Can I get you something?" Lily asked, with her practiced customer service smile. "Actually, I have an unusual request." The man pulled out his wallet and placed $500 bills on the counter. "I need to hire you for the day. Will you pretend to be my date?" Lily stared at the money, then at him, her mind immediately jumping to every worst-case scenario. "That's not that kind of no, nothing like that," he said quickly, looking genuinely horrified at the implication. "I have a family event tonight, my grandmother's 80th birthday. My family's been pressuring me about being single, and I told them I was bringing someone just to stop the questions. The woman I was supposed to bring canceled, and I'm desperate. It's just dinner, maybe 4 hours, completely public and safe. $500 to smile, make polite conversation, and help me avoid interrogation about my love life." Lily looked at the money. $500 would cover her car payment and groceries for the month. But this was insane. You're asking a complete stranger to pretend to be your girlfriend at your grandmother's birthday? "I know it sounds crazy. I'm Nathaniel Hart, by the way. I can show you my ID, my business card, anything you need to verify I'm legitimate. The party is at the Riverside Hotel, public, safe, lots of witnesses. You can bring a friend who waits outside if it makes. You comfortable? I'm just desperate, and you seem ... real." "Real?" Lily raised an eyebrow. "Everyone in my world performs constantly. You're wearing a cafe apron with coffee stains and look exhausted from an honest day's work. That's more real than anything I usually encounter." Nathaniel looked genuinely desperate. "Please. My grandmother specifically asked me to bring someone. She's 80 and I can't disappoint her." Lily should have said no. Every sensible bone in her body screamed this was a terrible idea. But $500 was $500. And something about Nathaniel's desperation seemed genuine rather than creepy. "What time?" she heard herself ask. Relief flooded Nathaniel's face. 7 p.m. "I'll pick you up. We'll attend dinner. I'll bring you home safe. I promise this is exactly what it sounds like, nothing more." 6 hours later, Lily found herself in an evening dress she had borrowed from a roommate, riding in Nathaniel's Mercedes toward an upscale hotel, questioning every life choice that had led to this moment. "Ground rules," Nathaniel said as they drove. "We met at a charity event 3 months ago. We've been seeing each other casually. You're a graphic designer, which is true, right?" "Freelance, but yes." "Perfect. Keep answers vague, smile a lot, and I'll handle most of the conversation. My family can be ... intense, but they mean well." At the hotel, Nathaniel's family turned out to be exactly as intense as advertised. His grandmother, Eleanor, was sharp-eyed and perceptive. His mother peppered Lily with questions about her background, career, and intentions toward Nathaniel. His sister studied her with undisguised curiosity. But something unexpected happened. Lily found herself actually enjoying the evening. Eleanor was funny and kind, telling stories about Nathaniel's childhood that made him blush. His sister was warm once. She determined Lily wasn't after money. And Nathaniel himself was different around his family, less polished, more genuine. Clearly devoted to his grandmother. "You're good at this," Nathaniel whispered during dinner. "My family loves you." "Your grandmother is wonderful," Lily whispered back honestly. "And your story about her teaching you to bake cookies was adorable." "She made me promise to bring you to visit again," Nathaniel said with a slight smile. "I told her we'd have to see how our relationship develops." After dinner, Eleanor pulled Lily aside. "Can I tell you something, dear?" "Of course." "I've met every woman Nathaniel has dated in the past 5 years. They were all beautiful, accomplished, and completely wrong for him. They saw his company, not him." Eleanor looked at Lily seriously. "You look at my grandson like he's a person, not a business opportunity." Thank you for that. Lily felt guilt wash over her. Mrs. Hart, I should tell you, I know you're not really dating, Eleanor interrupted gently. Nathaniel is a terrible liar and always has been. But the way you two interact suggests genuine connection, even if it started as pretense. Don't dismiss that. In the car ride home, Lily told Nathaniel about Eleanor's comments. Your grandmother knew we were faking. Nathaniel looked embarrassed. She's always been too perceptive. I'm sorry if that made things awkward, she said. We had genuine connection despite the pretense. Lily looked at him. Was she right? Nathaniel was quiet for a moment. Can I be honest? I asked you because you seemed real, not performing, just being yourself. Tonight, watching you with my family, I saw someone kind and funny and genuine. That's rare in my world. So yes, I think there's genuine connection. But I also understand this was a business arrangement, and you don't owe me anything beyond the for hours you agreed to. What if I wanted to see you again? Lily asked. Not for $500? Just to see what this could be without the pretense? Nathaniel pulled over to properly look at her. You'd want that? Even knowing I paid you to fake date me for my grandmother's birthday? You were desperate and honest about it. And tonight I met your family and saw who you actually are not. The polished CEO, but the grandson who bakes cookies with his grandmother and clearly adores his family? That's worth exploring. Over the following months, what started as paid pretense became real connection. Nathaniel introduced Lily properly to his grandmother, who was delighted their fake relationship had evolved. Lily showed Nathaniel her graphic design work, and he became her first major client, commissioning work for his company at fair market rates. People at your company are talking, Lily told Nathaniel, 6 months after that first paid date. The CEO dating a barista he met at a cafe let them talk, Nathaniel said. You're not just a barista, you're a talented designer. I was lucky enough to meet, and the best $500 I ever spent. 1 year after Nathaniel had placed $500 on a cafe counter, he proposed appropriately at Harbor Cafe where they had first met. I asked you to pretend to be my date because I was desperate and you seemed real. You agreed because you needed money and took a chance on a crazy request. Nathaniel knelt with the ring as cafe customers watched. Will you marry me? Will you let me spend my life proving that the best relationships start with honesty about desperation rather than pretense about perfection? Through tears, Lily said yes, but only if you promise to remember that day, that you paid me $500 to fake date you, that I said yes despite knowing it was insane, that we built something real from completely absurd beginning. I promise, Nathaniel said. How could I forget? I paid a stranger to pretend to love me. Instead, I found someone who actually does. At their wedding, with Eleanor as honored guest, Lily's vows made everyone laugh. My husband paid me $500 to pretend to be his date. I took the money because I needed it and thought it would be 4 hours of awkward conversation. Instead, I met a man who valued authenticity over performance, who loved his grandmother enough to hire a fake date rather than disappoint her, and who saw potential in a tired barista with coffee stains on her apron. Thank you, Nathaniel, for that ridiculous offer. Thank you for teaching me that sometimes the best love stories start with the strangest proposals. This story reminded you that real connection can come from unexpected places. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about when taking a chance led to something beautiful.